Yo, YouTube, how you doing, boys? We're back again with another video, man. Round two. I had to record this twice because my mic was muted, but we got it this time. All right. So, guys, like this video, subscribe, as it helps me out. We're gonna get straight into it. So, straightforward, bro. How to become more consistent as a player to take you to the next level. Ways high-level players are consistent in rank, right? This is huge. This is huge, guys. So for a lot of you guys are hard stuck in whatever rank that you are: gold, platinum, diamond. And I'm talking to you guys, the gold, platinum, and diamond players. Anybody below gold, I'm sorry, but these are for the guys who want to take it to the next level and they don't know how. And maybe they're overlooking this, what I'm about to talk about. So something that you guys have to remember is, Apex is a battle royale. It has RNG, right? A lot of things happen randomly that you just can't control, can't predict, can't see happening. What pro players and a lot of high-level players understand is that what you can control, you want to be able to be as consistent with whatever that is as possible. So even if something bad happens, you did everything normally that you would do, and it's not your fault that you don't have guns, you don't have loot, you don't have good ammo, you don't have good armor off the rip, right? So in doing those things that we're about to talk about, it allows you and your team to talk about what actually matters, why you want to fight, why you may have lost a fight. You can focus more on the game, like the fight. You can focus more on each other, how you guys are positioning in fights, and you focus more on that versus we didn't have loot, we didn't have guns, we didn't have ammo, right? So we're gonna talk about those things. Like I said, guys, I have played this game since season 0. I've been at a high level for a very long time, but this is one of the things that took my game to like the next level, right? I was able to hit masters. And I know this for a fact that this works, right? Once you start doing this, you will always do this for the most part. And this is what I want you guys to get to. So a lot of you guys who are hard stuck diamond, who are hard stuck plat, who are hard stuck gold, I want you guys to say, hey, am I doing this? Am I being consistent? So let's get to it. All right, so first point, I already put it down, was you want to choose 1 to 2 landing spots when you guys are playing in your rank games, okay? Even if you're playing with randoms, and I know a lot of you probably are playing with randoms, you want to continue to do that as much as you can, because randoms don't know you, and a lot of them don't know this, that I'm about to like give you these secrets. So you want to choose 1 to 2 spots that you normally land at every single game on every map. Apex is in a good job of buffing loot in certain areas. You want to be able to take advantage of those areas, right? Also, you want to make sure that because there are certain areas that are more advantageous when it comes to rotating into zone. And normally there's certain areas that normally kind of have zone more than others. Take into consideration that as well. But like for me, if I'm playing on Olympus, I'm normally dropping orbital or gardens, even with the new additions to the map, just because I know those areas like the back of my hand. I know it's going to probably have good armor for my whole team. If we can get there by ourselves or get there early, I know for the most part we're going to have we're all going to have decent guns coming out of that, and then we can go and third a fight maybe at gardens, or we can rotate back up and go towards orbital, right? There's options when you, or not orbital, but bonsai. There's options when you know your area. Your team continues to know the same area as well. So you guys are able to spread out. You guys are able to know, okay, if I go here, I'm going to probably get a blue or a purple, something good. So it brings familiarity with the team, right? You guys don't have to go to a spot where you guys don't know if it's going to be good loot or bad loot. You guys can continue to go to the same spot, get the same good loot, and you can go and fight, right? That's what you want. So that's number one. Choose a consistent landing spot for you and your team and continue to land there no matter what. No matter what, right? Now, if it's highly contested, that's why you have your number 2 spot as a backup plan. All right. So let's get to the second point. I would say my second point would be would probably be how much so carry a certain amount of ammo and heals. So this is another one, man, that a lot of people don't really get. So for me personally, because I watched a lot of players play and I wanted to understand loot management right now, or like your inventory management. And this is, like I said, another huge thing. Consistently, you want to carry around the same amount of loot. So for me, I know that I always carry 8 when off the rip. Normally anyway, I carry 8 cells, 2 batteries, 2 med kits, 4 syringes. That's minimum. That's max. That's every game. I'm doing that every game. And then I have my ammo. I carry about 120, maybe 100, somewhere like that. 110, 120 light ammo if I'm carrying light. And say I'm rocking a shotgun, I'm only carrying 1 stack, so that's 16, right? So I know, I know how much I'm carrying every game for every gun, right? Wingman, I'm carrying about 120 ammo. Like I said, for every gun, I know how much I need. The reason why this is also so important is because you don't want how do I explain this? It forces you as well to be very conservative with your heals, right? So it forces you to be like, put yourself in less positions to be getting hit. So you have to use heals. Also forces you to, your teammates can continue to know, like, yo, you only carry, 8 cells, 2 bats, 2 med kits. I've already asked for 1 of each. So you're down a little bit, right? So like they know. And the same with your other teammates, you kind of know as well, right? It creates this consistency among you and your teammates, so you guys all together know this is what he's probably carrying, this is what he's probably carrying, this is what he's probably carrying. Okay, we all are on the same page for the most part, right? It allows you to kind of keep a mental note of where you are heal-wise when you're going through fights, rotating, etc. By the time you get to end game, you kind of know where you are. As you upgrade your backpack, then you can kind of add more, right? But off the rip, you kind of want to know what you want to carry, okay? That's number 2. Number 3, I would say, number 3, I would probably say would be, looking at your map, guys. Map knowledge. Right? I've seen so many players, man, who they don't look at their map consistently throughout the game. They're not looking at their map throughout the game to know where zones are going, how zones shift. They just run around the map and they kind of wing it, right? There is how do I say this? There is some logic to how the maps and the zones rotate. There is some logic to that. If you pay attention, you'll know. But it's best if not just one player on your team look at the map, guys. It's best if all of you know how the maps rotate. A lot of this is great because I don't know every zone, but maybe you've seen this zone. So you can put your input and knowledge in and be like, hey, I know where this is going to go. I'm going to go here. And if I'm your teammate, I trust you. Okay, I trust you. Let's go. But if you're always putting the burden on one teammate or maybe 2 teammates, but maybe always just that one teammate who he does all of this, and you're the guy who doesn't do any of this. It's a lot of burden on your teammate to have to do all of this, man. And I'm letting you guys know, just from a guy who does a lot for his team, it's good. It's super huge when your whole team can do all of this. It takes so much pressure off of all of you. And that's why I'm saying you guys can focus on the actual game, focus on the fights. All of this, once you guys can get this down consistently, it opens up so much more to the game. So, map knowledge, looking at your map, opening it up consistently throughout the game. Things that you just probably don't think about, but opening it up all the time, looking at it, knowing where the zone's going to play, right? Having that knowledge to know, okay, this is where we need to go ahead of time, because a lot of good teams in high level rank, they're always ahead of the teams that are bad in terms of getting to spots that are advantageous or quote unquote God spots. Those are normally the teams that win. I've seen it so many times where the better teams win because they're in a better spot. They might not be the better players, but because they know where the maps are gonna, or the zones are gonna end, and they're already in a great spot, all they gotta do is hit their shots or be patient, let the teams fight, and they can just come in, clean it up, and win. That's how a lot of these guys win. So, map knowledge, guys. Number 4, guys. Let's see if we can think of number 4, man. Let's see. This is a good one. Gun loadout. This is a huge one. So this requires a lot of kind of thinking and thought, and knowing your playstyle and knowing kind of what character you're playing kind of will help best when it comes to what kind of gun you use, right? So right now, and especially kind of knowing the meta shifts, right, in guns. So right now, in Apex Season 12, the best AR to use right now is still the flatline for sure, but the 301. The 301 is probably the best AR to use right now, just because the flatline's in the care package, right? Or not the care package, but in the crafter. Shotgun right now to use, Mastiff and PK. Mozambique still decent. Eva, trash. A lot of those things, like the wingman, consistently pretty good, right? But in certain situations, in certain hands. So consistently asking and looking for the same gun. Knowing, like, so say you play Bloodhound, best to probably have maybe an R9 or maybe a 301, right? You want to be able to get those beams from kind of any range. 301 can kind of offer you that, right? That variety. So then you want to get up close if you're Bloodhound, right? Or Octane or Wraith, maybe a shotgun for sure. Especially a lot of players are playing Gibby in this open map. Best to get a shotgun, preferably probably a Mastiff, maybe a PK, especially for these bubble fights, right? So consistently always asking for the same gun. Don't be that guy who's like, hey man, let me get a Sentinel and a Mozambique. Let me get a L-Star and a 30-30. Like, yeah, those guns or whatever, but like they're not advantageous for rank fights, right? Like you're not about to, you need a better combination. So it's good to stick with a shotgun, and your primary could be whatever. Wingman, 301, R9, Flatline. Those are, Havoc even. Those are good guns to stay with. And L-Stars as well. I'm not bashing the L-Star. But in terms of combinations, yes, you want to continue to kind of keep the same guns, because how the three of you play off of each other with those guns is going to help and drastically change the way you guys win those fights, and how you take a fight. Because if you got a wingman as your primary, but your teammate has an R9, you guys push a bubble, you're going to have to be doing a lot of holding with your wingman and waiting for shots, waiting for guys to peek out of bubbles, right? Whereas your teammates who have an R9 or a 301, they can just jump straight in and kind of, do the initial pressure and damage, right? So how you guys play off of having different guns is huge. So consistently trying to keep the same guns and playing the same characters is that's a given. That's you gotta do that. So let's see if there is a number 5, guys. Let's see. I'm just trying to think. Um, and then I would say, man, um, I would say number 5 could be number 5 could be I mean, it's easier said than done, but you gotta win. You gotta win. You gotta win your games. You gotta win. That's, like I said, that's, what really separates a lot of players as well. A lot of teams at the high level, they're consistently winning. Consistently winning. Consistently high placing, top 2s at least, top 3, top 2, and they're winning games. You guys are on PC. You know how hard it is in the first week if you don't have a really solid team to solo queue or duo queue and really win against these top guys. It's tough to win against a guy, when you're a solo playing against Lou, Drop, Rogue, Hal, Verholst, Reps. Like, it's tough to win against that solo queue, right? It's almost impossible, but it's possible, but it's almost impossible. And that's what I mean, right? Consistently, you don't have any consistency. So, but if you have a team and you're getting to these, say you have a team and you're doing all of these things that I've mentioned out, right? You guys are dropping in the same spot every game. You guys are getting decent loot off the rip. You guys don't burn up all your ammo and your heals, right? So you guys can take more fights. You guys constantly kind of know where the zones are going to play. You guys all kind of have great input and map awareness and knowledge. You guys are efficient and competent in whatever guns that you use, and you guys can pretty much kind of, you wipe squads pretty easily, right, as a team. If you're doing all of that and you're like getting, top placements, that's good, but you gotta win, right? You gotta win, guys. Like, that's how a lot of these players, they level up so fast, right? So if you have all that, you have to win consistently. You have to be winning. But this is where all of this comes into play. If you're doing all of this and you're not winning, then you can talk about why you're not winning, because it's not this. Now it's out of position. You should have been here. You should have calmed this, right? So you can actually play the game now. But if you guys aren't doing any of this and you're stuck in diamond, you're stuck in gold, you're stuck in platinum, this is why. I'm telling you, I know this for a fact. This is why. I promise you guys, you start doing these things each game. I know you're going to want to deviate 1 game or 2 games because it's going to become kind of repetitive and boring to you, maybe. But I promise you, if you want to win, choose a spot, choose another spot that just in case you need to switch up, you land there. Pay attention to how much heals you carry, pay attention to how much meds you carry. Consistently try to do the same thing. Always kind of look at your map, know where zones are going to play. Even if you don't know, the more you look at it, the more you will eventually know. And if you have a teammate who knows, ask them. Don't be afraid. Ask so you can learn. Learn what guns work best for the legend that you're using, or best for you. Like I said, if you're Gibby, you want to use something that you're always going to be kind of ADSing with, a good ADS guns. If you're Bloodhound, you want to be able to use something that can keep up with the speed and give you that most accuracy when you're in Bloodhound mode. 301's great for that. Master's perfect for that. PK as well. Wraith, same thing. And then once you're doing all of this and you have a team, eventually it'll all come together and you will be winning a lot of your games as long as you're playing in-game correctly. I may make another video separately on what it takes to win these in-games, but we'll see. But guys, That's all for me today, man. I wanted to make this video because I've been watching some of my friends play and watching different people play who are at low tier. And this is a lot of the things that they're not doing. So, and I know if they're doing it, you guys are doing it. Some of you, not all of you. But guys, that's all for me, man. I just wanted to give you some knowledge, bro. And like I said, guys, like this video, bro. Subscribe. It helps me out, man. I'll put some links down below if you want to support me. Appreciate you all. Peace.